These are interesting times in crypto right now. It's really becoming player versus player. Some people think that Altseason is canceled, and some people think it's not canceled. And people are fighting with each other online. I'm right. No, I'm right. I'm right. Crypto band is right. No, okay, I'm right. Like, it's all over the place. I would like to give my opinion on Altseason and why I think that it's not canceled. Let's get into that. It's the bottom right now for altcoins. Of course, the sentiment is bearish. So if you came into crypto a couple months ago, or maybe a year ago, or whatever, you haven't witnessed a good season for altcoins yet. So you might be a little scared, right? You the altcoin uptrend yet, but you do see the sentiment being very bearish. And that could lead to the fact that you simply just buy the high somewhere and sell the low. Be very careful. Look, I also want to make the disclaimer that I don't have a crystal ball. I think we all know that right here. But although I am very convinced, it doesn't mean that I'm going to be right, okay? But I also want to make it very simple that we are now at the bottom, right? Being bearish at the bottom just never works. Let's not overcomplicate. Last cycle, the bottom was also very low. And people also here said, hey, Altseason canceled. Altcoins are dead. And I'm selling right now. I'm capitulating. Look on Twitter, November, December 2020. Look for the word altcoins. The sentiment was more terrible than now. The people who sold back then, yeah, they got a fat ass Altseason after that and they completely missed out, right? So I just want to say, be careful. The market never tops on bearish sentiment, okay? If everybody now is saying like, hey, Altseason won't come, then guess what's most likely to happen next, right? We need this sentiment. It's good that we have this sentiment. It's good that we have a lot of, especially newer people in crypto, but maybe even some older people who are now saying, hey, it's different, it's not gonna happen. Because it can only happen if there are a lot. And that's going to make it hard for you because for you, you hear it all around you, right? You hear Altseason canceled, too many coins right now, whatever. And you may fall for it. And let me do what you want. I am not falling for it. I'm not falling for it. Simply because of the fact that what I'm going to show you right now, this cycle so far isn't different, okay? I see sometimes people say, oh, it's so different. It feels different maybe. But if you look at the charts, nothing is different. It is actually precisely the same, especially with 2017. The charts are not only showing that it's not different, the charts are showing that it's quite bullish. So first off, I want to say something about the argument that the bears have, because we should not ignore the arguments for the bears, of course, right? They're saying all canceled and not going to happen, not for no reason. The reason this time is the fact that, one, we're getting impatient, right? So this chart shows if it's Altseason, the top 125 altcoins, excluding the top 10 on their Bitcoin pair, where altcoins outperform Bitcoin. So this is the chart. You can look at the total three, the altcoin market, or everything excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum. Then again, yes, of course, this has been going up because it includes Bitcoin. If you look at the total two, we take away Bitcoin, you can already see that it's sitting. Take away Ethereum, you can see that sitting a little higher because Ethereum for now is underperforming. That all makes sense, right? But if you look at the altcoin season chart, then this is what we get. First off, what I showed a lot of times is the seasonality for crypto is really, really important. So far, crypto, and especially Bitcoin, is showing that seasonality is more accurate than whatever the news is. Bad news, good news, ETFs, Trump, China banning, whatever they want to ban that time. Does not important. If you ignore news, you will do great in a crypto cycle. That's the truth. Because if you look at this cycle compared to 2017, we are purple. 2017 is the orange one. You can see that, okay, we had news, good news, bad news. Yeah, eventually we are sitting at the exact same point. So if the news was all that impactful, positive or negative, then the chart won't look the same. All right, so that's the first thing. This shows the seasonality is very, very, very much intact. Matter of fact, it could not be more intact. This bull market looks like a paste from 2017 so far. And why do I say 2017? Because it looks a little bit like 2021, but not exactly. Here you can see that Bitcoin from 2021 is quite different. From A to Z, it always kind of follows. But in the middle, this is different, right? Here we were outperforming. Now we are underperforming again. At a certain point, we might be outperforming again. But 2021 is a little different. And also when you look at Altseason in 2021 started like basically in the first week of the post-halving year, right? We were at this lower trend line. That's when Altseason starts, right? When we tag this trend line and go up, shoot up. That's for me, that's Altseason. Here that started at the first week of 2021, right? We're now end January. So also that's a little different. However, we just saw compared to 2017 is completely the same. 100% the same so far. Also, if you look at Altseason 2017, yeah, post-halving year, January, we weren't in a Fed Altseason yet. Even February, we weren't. It really kicked off March, right? So also when we compare not only Bitcoin, but also Altseason to 2017, yeah, if we are following it, then it makes sense that we are not in the Fed Altseason yet, because in 2017, that also was not the case yet. You might say, it's different. There are more coins. The sentiment is worse than ever, which it isn't, by the way. But whatever the reason is, apparently these reasons are not strong enough, right? Otherwise, this chart now at the beginning of the post-halving not be sitting at the same place in the same time as the last two cycles. If it was all that different, then the chart would already be showing that. If you now, and I want to make it very clear, like you can gamble and be right, but if you gamble on the fact that from now on it's going to be all these years, you're taking a way bigger risk than saying like, hey, it's not going to be different, because so far until the day of today, it isn't. Right? So saying that there won't be an Altseason and actually putting your money there, that's the riskiest move that you can take, by far, right? Is the friend until the end of the trend, your friend. Well, so far the trend is not, that this is not the end, right? By far not. So don't go against it. That's unwise. You are literally saying at the bottom, like, no, it's not going to happen. I'm not going in. What do you think the sentiment was here at the bottom or here? Wasn't great. Was worse than we have right now, right? But again, what I said earlier, you cannot have great sentiment, a guaranteed Altseason, and a great feeling with it and everything. It's a great opportunity. Right? The great opportunity only comes when people are shitting their pants. And I see it in my comments a lot as well. People shitting their pants, not gonna happen, it's different, what do you think? Like, that's the exact fear that the market wants you to have at the bottom. Now, all of that combined with one narrative is the reason that people say that there won't be an Altseason. One narrative. Actually, that maybe you have another one, but that I'm hear most. And that's that a lot more altcoins compared to last cycle. And therefore, Altseason won't happen. I saw Ren from Crypto Banter saying the same thing. I really straight up want to tell you that that's absolute bullshit. And if then you are the most terrible crypto trader ever. Okay. And let me tell you why I'm very clear and strict on that and why I have such an opinion about that. Okay. Because are there more altcoins now than in the last cycle? Yeah, definitely. Cannot deny that. Is that, however, gonna cancel an alt season? It's maybe gonna cancel an alt season in your portfolio, but that's the problem with your portfolio. The definition of alt season might have changed. Okay, the definition of alt season is a period where altcoins collectively outperform Bitcoin. Now, collectively doesn't mean everything necessarily, right? But if something has changed, then it's the fact that no, not every altcoin on the market right now outperform Bitcoin. So does that mean that there's not an alt season? It just means, in my opinion, that maybe you are thinking the wrong way about alt season. It's not that just a few coins are going to outperform. I think the market as a whole is really hard. But you have to be careful on what you're buying. And if you are not an absolute garbage trader, which you probably are not, right? Otherwise, you wouldn't be watching this. You will be watching nothing probably. Then there should not be a problem. Let me show you. So if you look back at the last cycle, right? At the last cycle, where we had, and that was here, let's say top alt season, December 2021. We had a total of 3.1 million, right? According to Dune, number of unique crypto tokens of time. 3 million altcoins. We cannot deny that last cycle we had a fat alt season. Okay, that was a huge alt season. Now you can see that number, right? And this is also what Murad showed on Twitter. I think he's a complete moron. He's also the guy that said that the SPX, that meme coin, is gonna flip the stock market. So I think okay. But that chart made me interested in this, and I looked a little further. This is basically saying something really bullish, right? We had 3 million altcoins at the top of the last alt season. So with 3 million altcoins, it shows like, hey, alt season is not a problem. No problem, right? Did all 3 million of these altcoins went up? Of course not. If you remember last alt season, like we now have Pump Fun. Back then, we had Pink Cell and all these kind of platforms where you mostly created Binance Smart Chain scam tokens, right? And now that kind of is switching to Solana. So now you can also see that the yellow, that Solana, is increasing a lot. So there are not really much more tokens created overall right now. It's just that Solana, on the Solana network, there are where the most tokens are created. And you can see that now we have 36 million altcoins. So that's around 12 times as much market. 12 times as much. Okay. Now, I don't really think that that's a problem because, again, you can see that inflow is mostly coming from Solana. If you look how much tokens there are on Solana, that's 27 million, so more. That's like 70% of all the altcoins on Solana. So if you say like, hey, there are too many altcoins that have to go to an alt season, I don't think that all the mostly pump fund coins on Solana will go through that alt season, taking the liquidity from the normal coins, because all these pump fund coins are dead before they hit the market, right? There are on pump fund daily, right now, as if now, 50,000 tokens launched daily. How many of these tokens do you actually see on the front page of CoinMarketCap or having billions of dollars of market cap, right? Taking the share? Nothing. One or two occasionally. But other than that, nothing. So if we get an alt season, the money for that alt season isn't flowing into these coins because these coins are already, now they are dead before this video is done. That's not exactly, that's literally true, right? So they don't take liquidity to cancel Altseason. Matter of fact, what you can see is that on the on coin on TradingView, here we have the market. Fun fact is though that total, if you search for the definition on TradingView, what the total crypto market cap is, this is the top 125. Nothing outside of that. Why? Because outside of that, it doesn't really add up anymore, right? That's dust. Coin number 126, whatever that might be today, is not added to this list because it's too small. It doesn't add up. So according to TradingView, we have a total market cap of $3.53 trillion. According to CoinMarketCap, where 10 million coins are listed, so a lot of these pump fund things, we have a market cap of 3.6 trillion. So that's a difference of 70 billion, right? And that 70 billion, that's everything, again, outside of the top 125. Divide that over these 20 or 36 million coins, they don't take liquidity, right? They don't take liquidity, right? The difference, that $70 billion difference, sits in the pancake swaps, Mina, all these high cap coins. That's where you'll notice the difference, right? With a market cap of 500 million, that's 1 billion, right? Add this all up, that's around $70 billion. And then we have all these pump fund coins, which are basically nothing. So that is not standing in the way for an alt season. Now, another thing, we have too many altcoins is the argument, something that, this is my theory, right? But something that backs it up is that wasn't a problem last cycle, right? If you look, again, last cycle, we had 3 million altcoins at the top of alt season. But we also had a fat alt season in 2017. Let's go back to 2017, end of it, right? At the end of it, we had 13,000 altcoins. 13,000. Once we were in 2021, we could have said like, hey, last cycle, we had 13,000 altcoins. This cycle, we have 3 million. That's a 240x increase. We are never gonna see an alt season. But we got a fat ass alt season. Now we went from 3 million to 36 million. It's a 12x increase. I rest my case, right? That's not the problem. Percentage-wise, the amount of coins from 2017 to 2021 was so far way heavier than what we have seen so far from 2021 until the day of today. And again, all these coins, these are mostly coins that never even see the market, right? So they don't take liquidity. That's what we just saw. So your job, therefore, coming back to what I said, like, hey, if your portfolio will not witness an alt season, you are absolutely garbage trader. Because if you're witness an alt season, it's probably because you bought one of these 27 million random freaking pump fund tokens that will die and not actually go with the market. The message here is, don't absolute garbage coins under $1 million mark. You can have your moonshot here and there in your portfolio, sure, go ahead. But if your portfolio exists only, based on these moonshots and these newly created coins that are getting rocked a couple minutes after, and then your portfolio see an alt season. So are we going to have an alt season? No, this is not standing in the way. This is an argument which I think is completely ridiculous. We have too many coins right now. That's not a problem, right? So then we should go back to the charts. Another thing is that again, this chart here is the top 125 on its Bitcoin pair. Right? So everything, again, these are 125 coins. Here we had 3 million, right? 3 million. Coins outside of the top 125 back here, 3 million, sorry. Were they standing in the way for this top 125 to moon? No, apparently not, right? Were these other 13,000 tokens here standing in the way for this alt season? No. Will the other 36 million, by then maybe even 200 million tokens stand in the way for this alt season? No. That was never the problem. Because the real liquidity, the big money, isn't going to get there. It's not going to be spread all over these coins. Who the fuck is going to buy? We don't even know all these coins. We'll never see them. They get rugged before they hit the market. Like, we can see them as non-existent, right? Therefore, the whole argument, in my opinion, like there are too many coins hitting the market right now, is up ridiculous. It's not a problem. Then it's back to seasonality and your belief, right? It's taking too long, right? Maybe it is a problem. Bro, it's like, if you look at the last alt season, right, when it topped until the bottom, basically, around 1,064 days, right? 1,064 days of a non-alt season of altcoins getting wrecked with their occasional ups and downs, just like we have over here, basically, right? And then again, if you look at this market right now, from where we topped until where we are right now, it's 1,106 days. It's barely a day. It's not different. And this market, again, like I said, this alt season started in March. So this started later than where we are in this cycle so far. I heard Ren say for CryptoBento, like, yeah, last time we were already in alt season. It should start now. He's scaring the shit out of people for no reason, right? Like, I am, again, not saying that I have a crystal ball or whatever, or that I know what's going to happen, because I don't. But simply, if you ignore emotion, sentiment, and if you look at charts, then there is nothing to worry about, right? Also, again, like we saw, like, oh, well, too many altcoins. We just saw it. That's not a problem. It's non-existent. It's not a problem. So this is, in my opinion, just going to happen like it always happens. But we need bad sentiment first. And that's completely what we're witnessing, right? That's crazy. Think about it. We have Bitcoin over 100K, making new all-time highs. We have a president releasing a meme coin. We have, like, the whole United States adopting crypto. We have the ETFs. There is so many sick adoption and worldwide news. And yet the sentiment is bearish as it could be. For the ones that, at least. Because people, they didn't came into crypto for Bitcoin, which you should. We'll talk about it next cycle. Now it's too late. People came into crypto for altcoins. They bought probably higher than where we are today, because we haven't seen many stages in this cycle lower than today. So most people are either in a loss or have missed out on something. Yeah, then again, that's not the fault of the market, right? This is just the stage where we usually bottom, or so far always bottom. And yeah, you choose. Be bearish at the bottom or buy it. I only know that the people who bought here were the ones that made money over here. The people who were scared over here and said that it was different, they didn't make money. So you choose which one you are going to be, right? That's your choice. Now, there's also another argument. And that's that people say, like, hey, it's all about Bitcoin right now. Because ETFs, Trump, Reserve, whatever. Look, here when altcoins were sitting really low, Bitcoin was outperforming. It was also only about Bitcoin. Whatever the reason technically or fundamentally was, Bitcoin was the best, right? They didn't want to admit it here, but here they want. Bitcoin was what you needed to be in. Altcoins were dead. Fuck the reasons, fuck the news, the narratives, whatever. Look at the charts. It always worked. But now it's like, hey, we have ETFs. Yeah, Larry Fink and even Mike Saylor, they're not going to buy your stupid CDFI token. No, Of course, they won't. But do realize that the ETFs hold a small percentage of Bitcoin. It's like money-wise, they have a lot, but percentage-wise, it's not a lot. They don't control. It's not like, not everything is a conspiracy, guys. Like, please don't. Okay, they don't control the whole market. It's not that we need the ETFs to flow into altcoins, because that is not all the Bitcoin. Last time I checked, it's like now 6% of the Bitcoin supply that flows into ETFs, right? It's fine. We still have like 90+%, we as retail, I'm saying, in Bitcoin, while Bitcoin is sitting at 104K. Hey, last cycle, it may have been 97% at 20K, right? That we also already had come, etc. Then again, there's so much more liquidity right now, right? And all we now need, basically, is just that money flows, because the money is already here. As you can see, the total crypto market is now higher than where it was in 2021. So it's not that we need that money has to flow into altcoins harder than into Bitcoin. It will definitely help, of course, right? But it's not that we need that. It's more that if the market stays where it is right now for some weird reason, and that money eventually shifts to altcoins, that then we also get a huge alt season. You might be like, why would that happen? Bro, that's just how the market moves, right? At a certain point, people see 100 and something Bitcoin and they be like, oh yeah, I don't know what the upside is anymore. Let me go into Ethereum, into whatever. You already see it, right? Into XRP. And then the money flows from there. Then people look at that. People look like, oh, $3 XRP. It's kind of like not happening a lot. Maybe I should take that out and put it into H bar, right? Riskier. And at a certain point, it will flow to your portfolio. And that then retail comes in, be like, whoa, look at altcoins go up. We should buy. Right? That's kind of how it works. So narrative-wise, I cannot find a reason why Altseason won't happen. And chart-wise, I for sure can't, right? So that's the message for today. I know I'm focused on this a lot lately, but I think that this is how you make money in crypto, right? You come into the market at a good point, you buy Bitcoin, you understand that altcoins are, overall, they are garbage, right? And are super risky, and that you overall in 75% of the time in the market, you should not be in altcoins. Well, that's already where people go wrong, in my opinion. They should be in Bitcoin. And then at a certain point, when altcoins have bled out to Bitcoin, you should rotate. And that's exactly when the sentiment has turned around as well. When people say, coins, right? Do it the other way around. Trade the sentiment. It's not that hard, right? And we are now at that stage. And hold on to your altcoins for the rest of the year, maybe. Then dump all those Ponzi crap coins hard. And then we get into a bear market. That's how the cycle works. And again, it's not that I can draw out exactly how it will move for the rest of its lifetime, but so far it has been. So go against the trend in the hope that you are right, which so far hasn't worked for anybody, or go with it, right? And not be that easy. Yes, it can, because nobody believes that the cycle is intact. And while you can actually see on all these charts that until the day of today, it is. Right, so to wrap it up, won't there be an alt season because there are too many coins? No, nobody gives a shit about these 27 scam coins. The Bitcoin money or whatever money is not going to flow in there. These coins will be dead by then, or already are, right? And the ETFs, they may be the reason why even a little more money is flowing into the market. And then the retailers that were already sitting on their Bitcoin, my coins are high right now, right? Sell them fraud. May only be helpful. It can't hurt. So I hope that you are, why I make this is that I just hope that you are bullish at the right moments and bearish at the right moments. And it's, obvious, but it's a waste that a lot of people do it the exact other way around, right? And again, we need these people, but not this community, please. Okay. So that's it for today, guys. Like the video if you like the video. Subscribe to the channel. Check out the Alpha Factory down below. A lot more exclusive stuff. This has been a great cycle for me so far. If you have been following this channel, you probably did very well. Let's also keep this up in the rewarding stage of the market, because I don't think we have seen shit yet. So that's it for today. Thanks for watching. Take care.